Hello everyone and welcome to Zidam Astrology once again. This is your continuing tarot series. I hope that you have been happy, healthy and safe, and let's hope that this reading will give you a new beginning, a change and a transformation. Okay, Water Trine, what is your situation? What is the situation that you're currently facing? What is the question you have about your goal, your career, your relationships? And this deals with the period October 1st to the 23rd, 2022. And one way or another, we are seeing that your back is up with the Nine of Wands. And you are preparing to go into battle if necessary. You are feeling very alone in the situation, and that there's a possibility that you really don't know who to trust. You are a little surprised that you have been placed in this position of being a kind of battle weary, being kind of suspicious of everybody. You don't know who you can trust. You may have been caught off guard because you are totally surprised by the perpetrators or the agitators, orchestrators of this situation that brought you here. You didn't see it coming at all. This may be business you thought was sorted out and finished, but it has come back to bite you again. It is not dusted off. It has not been done in the past, and it is here once again because several others are involved. So you are feeling that you must be wary and guarded, but you have to resist becoming paranoid and overly suspicious about everyone, because the Wands is all about action without thought sometimes. It's all about doing. It's all about momentum. So don't take that initial knee-jerk reaction from the Wands where you want to lash out and retaliate and make accusations. For the sake of your self-preservation, you may be doing the wrong thing. So that while you have your backup, while you understand that you have to be a little suspicious and look at everything, you cannot react as the Wands will want you to react without supporting what you think and supporting what you feel. And a key message of this is a key message of the Nine of Wands, is to resist that natural knee-jerk reaction and inclination to be aggressive and retaliate. What the Nine of Wands is telling you here is to use patience and perseverance, because it is best to wait and see what is really going on before you take any action. And what led you to this? What led you to this is the Five of Swords, the heart of the situation. And the Five of Swords deals with change, conflict, challenge, upheaval, but it also have you in an introspective mode. You have been thinking for a long time over certain issues, and you thought that, okay, logically and reasonably, it's done, it's over with, I've dusted it off, let me move on. But the Nine of Wands is telling you that something unexpected has happened in a severe or extreme manner that has put your back up, and the Five of Swords probably adds to the situation by making it as hard as possible for you to overcome it, because it's not a physical thing you have to overcome. It's not an action that you have to take. It's a thought. You are thinking and overthinking. There is help behind you, but you are just looking down at everything that is there spilt in front of you, and you are not dealing with your state of mind and the power of communication. Your battles and challenges can be overcome, but it is in your mind that you have this block and this suspicion and this belief and paranoia. So that, think a little bit logically, sit down, think about it a little bit more, and before you take action, before you accuse anybody and become the enemy, get rid of that negative mindset and that twist and turn that may bring you a merciless kind of action that you don't want. And what is the attitude that you should have here? It comes from the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is all about using your emotions, your heart, taking a step back from doing, because the Knight is always ready to go into battles or to carry a message to someone. But the Knight of Cups here tells you, let your emotions guide you a little bit here. Feel from your heart what others may be feeling, think about others, understand that sometimes you have a little heartbreak, but you can have messages that will fill you with a heart-rending decision that you need to take, but it's going to bring you peace, it's going to bring you harmony. Water and fire can do very well together, creating a warm, loving, exciting personality, a person who cares and is sensitive to the feeling of others. So the Knight of Cups tabled with the Nine of Wands, which is fire and water, is giving you that message to be a little sensitive, to the feelings of others. Be passive and calm, yet assertive, brave, daring, fearless, and bold, because this is what the Knight is all about, and that natural fiery instinct, tamper down. Nine of Wands, don't make accusations, don't be aggressive, because it may be the wrong thing for you. And what advice are you getting here? The advice that you are getting comes from death. And the death card is not physical death. What you have to leave in the past, what to achieve in the future, and what to let go. And the death card stands for sweeping change and transformation, which can often feel like death when it hits you, because its impact is so hard, but it really symbolizes the death of a situation in our lives. And death comes in many forms and shapes, and throughout our lives we go through many little deaths, which prepare us for the ultimate physical death that we have to do, like cutting off the umbilical cord, and these are the normal deaths we all experience in life, because after we are born, we grow up, we have to go to school, we have to go to college, we have to get a job. We may not have a good time with school and job. There may be bullies, we may be transferred to a department we don't want to go to, we may be fired, people may make accusations. So all these are little deaths that we go through, and no one would view these occasions as deaths, but more so as beginnings and new starts, but how with the new comes the old, and along with beginnings comes endings. Therefore, every transition involves a death before the rebirth process. So think about what you have to do and why you have your backup. And what is the outcome of these lessons? The Nine of Pentacles. And this it depicts success, prosperity, and it's a strong feature of the Nine of Pentacles, and the figure, it tells you have plenty, that you can afford to spare some, you are financially stable, you have the hard work is done, and you can retire and develop that hobby that you've never had. Probably it's gardening, growing grapes, having a charity, a soup kitchen, so that you now can call the shots yourself, and it is now a time about you. It is now a time about yourself. So while you have your backup, the Nine of Wands is telling you the outcome is the Nine of Pentacles. So you have earned it. No one can deny you this success. It is there for the taking, and all of us should want it bad enough to get it. And what is the deity that is going? Oh, the deity is Jambi, and this is a Caribbean and African guidance that we have. Different cultures have different concepts of zombies, but the general idea is that people who have been evil are destined to become instruments of evil, or a zombie in death. And unlike the ghost folklore, which represents a wispy fog-like creature, the zombie is a dark, shadowy figure, and it all deals with mask. So what mask do you have on? You have on the Nine of Wands, where you are with your backup and your suspicion and your paranoia. But if you take off that mask, you are going to have the outcome of the Nine of Pentacles. And this is the lesson of the zombies, that they are masked. And people had masks on and you didn't see it. But now that the masks are off and you are seeing it, you understand that the lessons learned wasn't done. You have unexpected orchestrators of people who are making you suspicious. So these masks are there. They are coming off for you to see what you have to do little by little. and what is happening with the verse that might guide us from the Bhagavad Gita. And that verse comes from the chapter 10, verse 10, and it's spark of splendor. And chapter 10 deals with Vibhuti Yoga, and that is a yoga or a blessing through appreciating the the infinite opulences of God. And the verse 10, verse 10, verse 14, sorry, chapter 10, verse 14, it goes like this: O Krishna, I totally accept everything you have told me as the truth. O Lord, neither gods nor the demons can understand your true personality. And Arjun here is on the battlefield with the guidance of Lord Sri Krishna. And Arjun means that whatever Lord Sri Krishna has said to him from the 7th to the 9th chapter, he holds as true. You know, he asserts that all Lord Krishna has stated is factual and not any metaphorical description. He believes that Lord Krishna is guiding him with truth. You know, he addresses Lord Krishna as Bhagwan, or his Supreme Lord. And the word Bhagwan is defined in the following manner. You know that Bhagwan is he who possesses these 6 opulences to the infinite extent. And these 6 are strength, knowledge, beauty, fame, opulence, and renunciation. And the Devtas, who are the celestial gods, and the Dhanavas, who are the demons, the Manavas, who are the human beings, all have infinite ability, or finite ability, to understand. They cannot comprehend the full identity of Bhagwan. So our knowledge of God and what he can do is only a spark. It gives us a spark of splendor. We cannot understand the extent of his opulences to the infinite extent. And this is what the 9 of Wands is telling us with the 9 of Pentacles. You know, we can't understand everything. We see people visually, but we don't understand the depth of what they can do. The mask has come there to hide what they truly are for some of us. And with the guidance of God and we understanding that we can take his word as truth, is where we can evolve and where we can move forward and where we can take Bhagwan in our life to have the knowledge, to have the strength, and to renounce what we don't need in our life. So these are the messages for you, Water Trine. I hope you understand it. Should you not, drop me a line at zidamastrology@gmail.com or visit me on my blog zidamastrology.com and leave me a message. With Bhagwan's blessings, I have completed another tarot video for you, Water Trine. It is for the period that we have gone through previously. With Bhagwan's blessings, I have brought these messages. I hope it is understood. I hope you can see something new and exciting which will enable your dreams. Be safe, happy and healthy. My tutorial slides follow these, and I hope that you can learn something from it with the new concept that I have brought about at Zidam Astrology. Be safe, happy and healthy until we meet again. Take care. Bye. This is just a reminder on what the water trine signs are. They are Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. I have gone through this information on previous videos on my channel. So should you have any questions, please drop me a line at zida55@outlook.com or on my blog zidamastrology.com. Okay, this is your tutorial. As I mentioned to you in this video, that I'm going to leave a tutorial so that you can see why I have formulated the trine concept to read horoscopes at Zidam Astrology rather than read individual signs from Aries to Pisces for you. And I've found in my research and in my reading and from my teachings that there are commonalities between the tarot and the Kundali, which is your birth chart in Vedic astrology. So that these are the commonalities that have aligned together, that have created a method that will utilize the tarot and Vedic astrology to read and analyze for you in the trine concept. And this is a kundali or birth chart taken randomly on somebody born on April 21st, 2022 at 6 a.m. And this person's birth chart or natal placements are here for you to see that these are the placement. This is the fate of this person. This is the ascendant or lagna, as we say in Vedic astrology, where we say this is the first house of the 12 houses in the zodiac sign. So wherever the ascendant or lagna falls is where we denote in Vedic astrology your first house. And in this particular chart, we go clockwise from Aries to Pisces so that we'll know where your first to 12th house falls. So your first house is Aries, your 12th house will be Jupiter. And each house in Vedic astrology denotes something. It denotes your wealth, your family, your siblings, your relatives, your children, your marriage, your father, your mother, your work, your career, your community, your luck, your spirituality, your illnesses, whether it's chronic or routine, you know, how you will earn your money, how you will lose your money, a multiplicity of things. And each of these houses has its significations that we read for you in Vedic astrology. So this is your natal chart. This is your fate. You cannot change the positioning of these planets in your kundali, because this is the placement of the planets when you were born, the time you were born, and the place you were born. However, you cannot change fate, but you can change destiny. And destiny comes from the transit of the planets, because each of these planets, they move from one sign to the next during particular periods. And you can change your destiny through your freedom of expression and will, through your ambition, through your courage, so that you can change destiny. You can't change fate. And the transit of planets will give you a chance to change your destiny. And transits, planets move, as we see here, Saturn every 2.5 years, and so on and so forth. This is how planets move from one sign to the next. Neptune takes 14 years to move from one sign to the next. Mercury takes 1 month. Sun takes 1 month. And you will see these are the 12 planets that I deal with at Zedam Astrology, so that they are the ones that I look at and how they move. And every placement of a planet in a particular sign says something, does something, has an aspect on your natal planet, and it throws out potential or a pathway for you to understand what can be happening. You know, it is the natal chart is a map of what the sky was like on the day for us to know ourselves and to better understand the types of energy we have available for each moment and situation in life. And because of the transits where destiny can be changed, we can say that this placement is not decisive, but it shows options and it marks pathways in which we can utilize to make choices during our lifetime. And then we have the source code of astrology, and that FEAW is basically fire, earth, air, and water. Those are the trines that I look at, and the 4 elements are the source code of astrology, and they are the blueprint of your soul. You know, you become the architect of your destiny by using this blueprint of our soul. And the blueprint of our soul, one of the trines that I use, because it's the foundation, you know, one of the trines that I use is the Dharma Trikona. And the Dharma trine tells you that, you know, this is the trine that keeps us on the soul's mission, the accumulated merit and the manifestation of past karma. And this 159 denotes the houses 1, 5, and 9. And as you see, we have fire, earth, air, and water trines. So this is the source code of astrology. And tradition holds that religious duty, or dharma, is the primary aim of human life. Since since it is the foundation which you develop your wisdom and your discretion to pursue wealth, which is Arta, which is another trine, happiness, karma, which is a third trine, and we pursue these wealth and happiness from the wisdom we get from Dharma, so that we will not compromise our chances of liberation, which is moksha, which is the fourth trine. But I use the first trine because it is the foundation, it is the primary aim of your birth on this earth. And Hinduism describes the Dharma trine as the natural universal laws whose observance enables us to be contented and happy and to save ourselves from degradation and suffering. So that Dharma is the moral law combined with spiritual discipline that guides our life. You know, and this is what the Dharma trine is. And I'm just going to pull up another version of the zodiac circle, the 12 signs, and I'll just give you an example so that this random Kundalini or birth chart gives you Aries as the ascendant, and with Aries as the ascendant, that will be the first house. The first house will be Aries, the fifth house will be Leo, and the ninth house will be Sagittarius, and this is the trine. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is the fire trine, and with the fire trine, even if your first bhava is Leo, then Leo will be your first house, Sagittarius will be your fifth, and Aries will be your ninth. You will still remain in that trine if your ascendant moves from Aries to Leo or Sagittarius. And remember, your ascendant moves every 2.5 hours every day from one zodiac sign to our next in Vedic astrology. And then we have the earth trine, and the earth trine can begin with Taurus, and if it begins with Taurus, then you would have as your fifth house, you will have Virgo. As your ninth house, you will have Capricorn, and this is your earth trine. Then your air trine will be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That is your air trine. And obviously your water trine will then be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, so that all your signs are taken care of there, as you see. So these are the trines. And why I do the horoscope in trines is because Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, when one is activated, each of these are activated because they are in a trine. They are in a dharma trine, a dharma, where your duty, where your vision, where your wisdom are all created for you to understand that first house is you are born, then fifth house is your children, and the ninth house is your father. So you get the circle of evolution. Your father produces you with your mother. Your mother helps you throughout your life. When you are an adult, then you produce children. And that is where you get this circle of evolution, so that the Dharma trine here is what connects each of these three signs in the zodiac. And then we have the tarot deck, and the tarot deck as we know it has wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. And you will see that the wands is with fire, the pentacles is earth, and swords are air, and cups are water. So that here now we have the commonality between the tarot deck and the zodiac astrology, the source code of astrology. So that you know, this is what I find with the commonalities. There are so many other things that I can speak about, but this is the basic. You know, this is the basic. And if we have to talk about, you know, a tarot spread, you know that my go-to tarot spread is the Tetractys. And the Tetractys tarot spread comes from that Greek philosopher Pythagoras, who threw out for us the Pythagoras theorem. And he, he can be viewed as a Vedic Brahmin because three of the things he did or believed in was that he wore white exclusively, he was a vegetarian, and he believed in reincarnation. And his theorem existed in the Sanskrit texts in India. So that, there we have the commonality again. And then even so, the tarot deck, the fire is clubs, pentacles is diamonds, swords is aligned to spades, and cups is aligned to hearts. So this is where we get the commonalities. This is where I can utilize a union of tarot and Vedic astrology to bring you a complex issue, but a different take on reading your birth chart, because you cannot live by yourself, you weren't born by yourself, and you can't grow up by yourself. There is a community, and that community brings the trine so that you feel comfortable if you are in the fire trine with people from Leo and Sagittarius if you were born in Aries. Likewise, it goes so for the other trines. So this is my research, this is my method that I use, and I hope I was clear, complete, and concise. I ask that you share, sign up, and subscribe. Review my videos, look at my transit series, and I will join you next time. Thank you so much. This final informational slide tells you about its synergy between Vedic astrology and tarot based on my research at Zedam Astrology. And I ask that you look at it, you understand it, you digest it. If you don't understand, as I said, look at my previous videos or drop me a line at zedamastrology.com or zeda55 at outlook.com.